Hey guys, so I am going to do the stages of grief video. Again, this is Toya from Toya and Jordan. And I'm looking at this thing online just so I can go through the stages of grief with everyone. So first I'm going to name the stages, and to my understanding there's 7 stages. First one is shock and denial. The second is pain and guilt. The third is anger and bargaining. The fourth is depression, reflection, and loneliness. The fifth is the upward turn. The sixth is reconstruction and working through. The seventh is acceptance and hope. Okay, so my first stage, stage 1, shock and denial, that was definitely me the first month, probably the first month. That was me, shock and denial. Pretty much everything just went over my head. Like I was in another world. I felt like it didn't feel real. Like none of it felt real for me, especially at the hospital. Like if it would have felt real for me at the hospital, I don't know how I would have survived, because like it did not feel real. It did not feel like it was happening. I just felt like I was in like a completely different body, and I was just like, I was on like super drive. Like I was not there at all. I was definitely in shock. And I was definitely in denial. I think even to this day, 3 months later, I'm still in some form of denial. Pain and guilt. The shock, the pain, I guess the shock wore off around month 1.5. But pain and guilt, the pain was there around month 1.5. I think the guilt was there early on, like within the first week or so after it happened, because like you just naturally blame yourself, especially when it's stillborn, and there's like no reason whatsoever. For us, there was no reason why Aiden was stillborn. Like they could not come to any conclusion whatsoever as to why he was born sleeping. So for me, I'm like, well, they can't come to a decision. Well, it has to have been this. Like, I was basically trying to find a reason, which came in the guilt. Like, so what did I do to cause this? So the guilt was definitely there, like I said, because we had no explanation. So I tried to give myself an explanation, and that usually came through blaming myself for it. Anger and bargaining. It says right here that frustration gives way to anger, and you may lash out and lay unwarranted blame for the death on someone else. I definitely have been angry, probably with a lot of people. Definitely have been angry with a lot of people. Some of it, I feel like it's just old anger that's now surfacing. I honestly feel that it's all old anger that just surfaced within the death of my baby, but I definitely have true anger with a few people. And bargaining, yes, I definitely, to this day, I still feel like I'm in the bargaining stage, which is the why me, what did I do? I will never get him back. I'll never, like, if you bring them back, then I'll never curse, or if you bring them back, then I'll never get road rage or something. You want to bargain. Like, if you bring them back, I promise I'll never do this, such and such. So I always, like, still to this day, I feel like, why me? Like, what did I do to deserve this? Like, why me? Depression, reflection, and loneliness. If you were to go from like 1 to 7, I think I'm right here at number 4, which is depression, reflection, and loneliness. And pretty much it says, like, just when your friends may think you should be getting on with your life, a long period of sad reflection will likely overtake you. This is a normal stage of grief, so do not be talked out of it by well-meaning outsiders. Encouragement from others is not helpful to you during this stage of grieving. During this time, you finally realize the true magnitude of your loss, and it depresses you. You may isolate yourself on purpose, reflect on things you did with your lost one, and focus on memories of the past. You may sense feelings of emptiness or despair. I am definitely in the depression, reflection, and loneliness stage. For sure, without a doubt, I am in this stage. A lot of depression. I've separated myself from a lot of people. I've kind of reflected a lot on things, and I've wanted to be by myself, so I guess the loneliness, but I have had a lot of depression. And the reason I know for sure I'm in this stage is because number 5 is the upward turn, where things life becomes a little more calmer and organized, and your symptoms seem to lessen, and then your depression begins to like lift up slightly. I'm not in that stage whatsoever. I'm for sure in stage 4, but also like a mixture of the other stages. But I'm sure for sure at stage 4. The next one, like I said, number 5 is the upward turn. I'm not there yet. Number 6 is reconstruction and working through. And it says, as you become more functional, your mind starts working again, and you will find yourself seeking realistic solutions to problems posed by life without your loved one. You will start to work on practical and financial problems and reconstructing your life and your life without him or her. And number 7 is acceptance and hope. During this, the last of the 7 stages in this grief model, you will learn to accept and deal with the reality of your situation. Acceptance does not necessarily mean instant happiness. Given the pain and turmoil you have experienced, you can never return to the carefree, untroubled you that existed before this tragedy, but you will find a way forward. I look forward to the point when I'm at that day. I honestly do. I look forward to the day where I can accept it and I can have hope and I can kind of get on with life. I don't know. I don't know when it will come. I feel like right now it'll never come. It just seems like things have, like, taken the worst downhill slope, and kind of like the saying, when it rains, it pours, Murphy's Law. It just seems like it's rolling downhill and it's not stopped yet. But I look forward to the day where I can accept it and have hope and just get there, and be able to get through life. But right now I'm in stage 4. I think generally statistics show this is usually the pattern people go through with their stages of grief. I know everyone's different, but generally in some way, shape, or form, it usually takes the place, like it usually goes from step 1 to 7, like I just mentioned. So yeah, this is our stages of grief from Toya and Jordan. Bye.